All right, next question. I'm going to physical therapy since September, currently booked out to the end of the year. I'm told I have to show constant improvement, which is fine, and I am. However, who decides that I need PT, my physiatrist, the PT, or me? Well, in an ideal world, we would say that it's a team effort and everyone kind of makes that decision together. But because we don't pay the bills and we have insurance companies that pay the bills, they do play a big role. I would say that it depends on your insurance. Some insurances you have 25 visits per calendar year. Some insurance, it's based on medical necessity. So it really just all depends on what your benefits are for outpatient physical therapy. I would say after that, it does come down to your physiatrist because they're the ones that actually have to write the order for your insurance to approve that physical therapy. So I would say they're very, very important. I would say probably underneath that, just because of how the chain of command works as far as how your insurance approves it, I would say physical therapy. Now, I do say underneath that, but that's only based on insurance. The reason I say that is because in most cases, the physiatrist really will read the physical therapy note and kind of base their opinion based on that physical therapy note, as well as the insurance company reads those physical therapy notes. So I would say that your physical therapist does have quite a bit of power over whether or not you get approved for more visits if you have something in your plan that says like based on medical necessity. If you have a flat number of visits, there's really, in my experience, but I haven't been in the insurance world in several years, that you're going to be able to go beyond that, or insurance will pay beyond that. But if it's based on medical necessity, the way that physical therapy note is written is really, really, really important. There's specific words that insurance companies look for to show that someone is making progress. I would say in most cases, a more seasoned therapist probably has a little bit more of an understanding of how to word those notes to make sure that, they are showing legitimate, not making anything up, but legitimate progress. When I was in that world, I just learned over time that like when I knew someone was making progress and I had data that showed they were making progress, I really had to make sure that I worded that correctly so that the insurance company knew that. Sometimes insurance companies don't always know what a standardized test, what a good score is. So making sure to kind of reinforce like a standardized test score in the narrative, things like that are really important. So your therapist really does have a lot to say. But with that said, if your insurance is based on medical necessity and you feel like you were discharged from physical therapy and you were still showing progress, maybe that's a time where you want to have a discussion with your therapist just to make sure that you're all on the same page about what your goals are. The other thing that I would suggest if you're still in physical therapy is that you have that conversation early. But if you've been discharged, a lot of times at the start of the new year, your benefits renew. So sometimes you can get approved for another physical therapy evaluation, and maybe that's a time to just kind of go back to that physical therapist and maybe be a little bit more clear on what your goals are, and that might help for the two of you to decide, do you have goals that they can show measurable change to present to the insurance company. But then the other thing I might suggest is if you feel like you and your therapist were just not aligned, like they were adamant that you had no more goals and that there was nothing else to work on, you might always just want to consider maybe going to a different physical therapist and this time around and getting a different opinion. Those would be my suggestions. But long story short, it is a team effort, but ultimately it is dictated by your insurance company. With that said, every member of the team has a little bit of input into the insurance company making that decision. If you liked that video, check out these two videos down here. If you want even more support or ideas on how to improve your overall health and movement quality, check out our Gold membership program. As a member of that program, you will get access to over 300 exercises that are not here on YouTube, as well as access to our monthly live Q&A where you can get your specific questions answered. I enjoyed spending time with you all today, and I will see you here on YouTube in the next video.